All right, well, thanks for starting with that. There's nowhere to go but down. That's great. No pressure. Thanks. Okay, that's right. No, I'll sweat off a couple more pounds over here. All right, so we already know why we're here. The intro's kind of covered that. They were pretty clear with me about the fact that, yeah, we're going to do this thing so that we can have a big party. So being mindful of that and the fact that, I like to hear my voice, but I don't think anybody else does. I'll try to be as efficient as possible about this in officiating this union between Roman and Jody. Okay, so first things first. I was trying to figure out whether to include a Bible verse and realizing that these two aren't what I'm going to call super churchy. Obviously, they got me doing these nuptials. So I thought just a couple short, appropriate verses to make this a little more respectable-like. And so I had to find something from the book of Romans, seems obvious. And because I couldn't find any religion that has a book of Jody, and I thought maybe a quote from a Jodeci song would be good, but then, yeah, anyway, if anybody knows who that 90s R&B group is, that is hilarious. All right, so from Romans, this is, I'll read a couple readings here. Love must be sincere, hate what is evil, cling to what is good. Love does no harm to a neighbor, therefore love is the fulfillment of the law. So I just threw the law in there, just lawyer thing. Okay, and then be devoted to one another in love, honor one another above yourselves. So that's kind of a good one. I'll send you a copy of this. Okay. So anyway, actually I found that the book of Jude is probably pretty close to Jody. So I found from there also, mercy, peace, and love be yours in abundance. So there, check, Bible verses. All right, good catch. So, this is the part where the preacher, and by the way, that's my preferred term. If anybody wants to refer to me as preacher, it's going to get weird at work on Monday, but we're going to roll with that. All right. This is the part where the preacher preaches and breaks down the things in those readings and how to honor one another and treat yourselves really well. But since this is more of a Brady Bunch pilot episode kind of scenario, I think Mike and Carol here have heard and lived kind of all of this. So I'm going to skip a lot of that. But I will, right, yes. I will note that it's kind of pointless because these two are more of a couple that so much so that I think a lot of people agree that this marriage ceremony is just that. It's pretty ceremonial, right? So you've been a couple that I think people that aren't even here right now might be surprised to go, oh, you guys got married last weekend? I thought you were married for a while. So, and that's a compliment. I mean that in the most sincere way. So, anyway, I just skipped a lot of my stuff. So, you're welcome. So, in light of preaching to you and everyone else, I'd like to just share with all of you a story that I think is a pretty decent example of how I know that these two are in love and have been in love. My lovely bride of 14 years and I were invited by Jody and Roman to go to New Orleans with them for St. Patrick's Day about a year and a half ago. So while we're there, we're walking through this, through the city of New Orleans, not the cleanest city, not known for cleanliness. Roman actually put his coat down over a puddle for Jody. And I thought, yeah, thanks. Now I look like a schmuck the whole time with it, but it was very nice. And I thought chivalry was dead, and what an incredible gesture of love. Well, yeah, but that's not the kind of display I'm actually talking about. That was nice. But everyone knows that New Orleans is a party town, but it's also got a lot of pretty good food. So, many of you know that Roman knows a thing or two about good food, so he decides we're going to try oysters on the half shell as an appetizer. Yeah. Get your tissues out, this is a tearjerker. So, Jody admits to never having tried oysters. So after a little more liquid courage and encouragement from the rest of us, with even Kelly having already eaten an oyster, Jody says, I'm going for it, I'm doing this. Well, and we're all kind of, yeah, that's the spirit. So reminder from Roman, hey, put some sauce on this thing and just take it down. Then some more discussion of what's the point of eating these if that's how you do it. And eventually we get her back to, yeah, I'm going to do this. So, something about it's a shot, wolf it. She's ready to go. Jody kind of gives up eventually looks a little defeated. But did I mention that Jody's a little competitive as well? So we all know she's probably more mad at herself than the idea of Ralphing in the restaurant, so we're not saying anything about this oyster that she eventually put in her mouth, held it in there for a little while, and then sort of just said, I can't do it, gave up, put it back on her plate. And that's,
put it in the oyster shell.
Okay, in the oyster shell and put it back. So I'm going to say it was in her mouth for a good half a minute, maybe longer. And I'm observing all of this, so anyway, Roman, after a little time has passed, in what I honestly believe was intended to be an act of gallantry, takes the oyster, throws a bit of sauce on it, which I've already observed is sitting in a pool of saliva, and pops it in his mouth, like, hey, I got this. I got your back. I'm already a little bit disgusted. The word I'm using is disgusted. And then Roman gets a look on his face and says, ew, it was warm. Now I'm ready for the check, and maybe the rest of it. So I've worked at commercial livestock farms in my youth. So I like to believe I got a pretty strong hand with this. But that act of love pretty much did it for me. But I also note again that Roman clearly loves Jody because he seemed not at all concerned. So, with that, I think I've sufficiently cleared everyone's palate for these nuptials appropriately. And so let's get on to the agenda. All right. Yeah. All right. So, like.
It's gonna be hard to follow.
Yeah, really. You help me with that intro. Yeah. All right.
Must have talked into my microphone.
So with all of that, you guys want to jump into? I'm going to invite Jody and Roman to profess their love to one another.
Yeah, I think you need to first off.
I was glad.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna do questions. We rehearsed this a lot last night.
Hello.
All right. Okay, so I vividly remember the moment I first walked into a room and had joined us. And within minutes, I knew you had potential. Of course, I already knew that because I had Googled you. But within a matter of a couple hours, you had my complete attention. And within weeks, you'd become my preferred companion forever. We could probably just.
I can kill.
Yeah.
Throw the mic. Throw the voice. Go.
Okay. So you'd become my preferred companion. And, of course, in the last 3.5 years, you made me laugh, which is a quick thing because you made me laugh. Lighten my load during bad days. And brought your very fast exception of run. Thank you. And I just want to say that I was my happy moments when our families are together. They were last night for a little fake rehearsal where we just laughed about how my girls run to hug your girls. Well, I love how you always are. Thank you for making this life is good than I thought possible. And I'm really happy to be here today in front of all of you. Know that say yes to life. Yes to more life. I'm just really happy that I found my guy. You're my guy.
Not far to our right is the hum of Interstate 380. 24 miles of which used to separate me from you. I used to drive from my home to yours, and every time I did it, even though I did it for 2 consecutive years, felt the same sensation that a child feels the night before Christmas. Always excitement, always anticipation, always a sense of good fortune. Even though metaphorically I already knew what my gift was, I was still excited to have it and to hold it again. I still feel that today when in the mornings before work I can hear your stride down the hall, long strides. And as the sound of you getting closer signals your emergence, I look to my left and see you there and feel tremendous luck and good fortune that what's floating across the floor in front of me belongs to me. And I still feel that now when I leave work, going in the same car, exiting onto the same exit onto 380, now only half as long a distance. I still feel the same anticipation. I still feel the same good luck. I still feel the same enthusiasm that a child might on the night before Christmas. A lot of people can admire you for your undeniable beauty. Many people may envy you for your boundless energy and your career success. I do as well, but what those admirers don't know is that when all of that's gone, and it's just two people sharing time together, I'm gonna love you until there's no noise left in this world, just our shared laughter. I'll be ready.
All right. Okay, so now we're going to do the marriage vows, right? Or is that the replacement?
I think we're doing
Oh,
good.
all right.
You have to read them.
Oh, all right. Let's see here. You're going to make your promises you will to each other. So repeat after me. Let's go, Jody. You go first. Ready? Let's go game show. All right.
Okay, I have my notes.
Hmm.
I
Fire away.
vow to be your faithful companion for the good, the bad, and the otherwise. I promise to treat you with love and respect and shower you with affection. And you can count on me to protect this union with constant vigilance. This commitment is made in love. Thank you, Carrie Cooling, wherever you are. And anchored in the hope you have given me. With these words, I marry you and bind my life to yours.
Jody, I vow to do exactly as I am told.
I wrote those.
That's kind of it.
Good idea.
I will be your faithful companion through life, whether for rich or for upper middle income standard of living. I will treat you with love and respect, and I will protect this union with constant vigilance. This commitment is made in love, kept in faith, and anchored in the hope you have given me. With these words, I marry you and bind my life to yours forever.
All right, so let's do the ring part here, and that means we've got professional security here. Adam?
Alright. I'll get one. It's with pride and happiness that I give you this ring. Let it forever remind us of the commitments we've made today, and let it tell the rest of the world that you're mine.
It is with pride and great happiness that I give you this ring. Let it forever remind us of the commitments we've made today, and let it announce to the rest of the world that you are mine and I am yours. Thank you for becoming my husband/wife. Wife.
I should have used the highlighter. All right. Okay, well that makes it official.
We're married, everybody.
Yeah.
be alive and alive. She sings a lot.